Hello, this is H.G. Bailey, and welcome back to Let's Play Bravely Second End Lair. Since last time, I sold a bunch of my excess equipment. Basically, if it was buyable and it didn't have any special properties to it that I cared about, I sold it. Although I do want to sell some other stuff that I stole recently, like the Gladius. Yeah, we've got stronger knives now. We don't need those ever again. And also the Lustrous Shields. I don't think I would ever use them again, but I'll hold on to a couple of them anyway, just to be safe. Although we do have the Hero's Shield that helps with elemental damage too. But that's it for that. I do want to restock on a whole bunch of items. Let's see. Okay, we're good on magnifying glasses, Arctic Wind, Pantheon's Wrath, Tengu Sneeze. You want to make sure you got a whole bunch of each of those. And then, let's see, for Catmancy, yeah, we need a lot of beast flesh. Might not be a bad idea to buy some more cat feathers for White Wind. Let's see, Sonic Boom with the Monoceros Flakes. Rock Storm, that'll be really useful coming up. And yes, a lot of catnip. Okay, so that ought to be good for that. I do want to make a couple minor changes to my setup. Let's see, with you, I want to give him Whisker Sense, since his damage will be fine without in the red. It just would have been nice to not have to do that. But, yeah, I did do that, so I can free up a slot for Edea, so she can have Waste Knot. And the next dungeon I'm going to is a bit long, so I want to make sure I don't run out of catnip halfway through the place. And then, okay, Magnolia, you're looking good there. Oh, yeah, and here's Tiz's setup. So, yeah, there we go. We got Precog, we've got Whisker Sense, ready to go. Let's see, as far as equipment goes, yeah, let's get you back on your cross axes. And then, let's see, for Tiz, let's actually switch him over to the air knife to make his attack wind elemental, though I may want to switch it to like the Samadare or the Raikiri, depending on what enemies I'm dealing with at the time. And let's see, with Magnolia, let's see, I don't think I need Lambent Hat right now. Yeah, I think I could just, I'm just thinking how, oh yeah, I could use it. Okay, yeah, I'll leave that on her then. Okay, so we got all that. Oh, yeah, Agnes. Yeah, what is going on here? Can I interact with you? There we go. Tremor in the Force? Oh, okay, yeah, sure. If you recall, last time Ian was getting ready to summon a whole bunch of balls to unleash upon the world. But since the world is in imminent peril, you know what that means, viewers. It's side quest time! Looks like we got something going on to the north of Grand Ship, so how about we head over there? Let's see. Oh, right. Down there. Let's see, I think we're all rested up and everything, right? After, yeah, all the cutscenes and stuff at Caldisla there. So we could have come here before, but we couldn't have entered the place. I mean, you could, like, walk up to this part, but that's it. I don't think this area changes whether it is day or night. As far as, like, the background looks kind of strange. But, yeah, we got all the keystones back in the first game, so we don't need to do that all over again.
The keystones are all in place. And, yes, the door's unlocked.
Well, it's not like Lord DeRosso is going to use it anymore.
What does that mean?
Well, it's not like it's a haunted house or anything.
My guess is someone must be inside.
Well, someone must have taken up residence here.
Let's have a look around. Be sure to wrap up warm, Magnolia. It's freezing inside.
It's freezing outside. Wouldn't it be pretty cold on the moon, too? I would think Magnolia, of all people, would be used to it. But alright, let's take a look inside Vampire Castle. That looked like Alternus' helmet on the floor there?
Ooh. I don't know how this castle manages to be colder on the inside than the out.
Yeah, especially with all those torches.
You've been here before, Edea?
Oh yeah, in the first game.
Yeah, with Agnes and Tiz. Look, what's that?
What's what? Oh yeah. What's he doing here? What was he doing here?
This helm. Alternus!
Uh-oh.
Stay strong, Edea. I'm sure he's all right. Let's go look for him.
Not without his helmet, he's not. But, okay, let's take a look around the place. Also, unlike the first game, you cannot adjust the encounter rate at all, as a lot of people were telling me in the LP of the first game. But yeah, this time, nothing we can do with that. So, yeah, you'll just have to deal with the enemies as they come. But, okay, let's take a look around for a little treasure. Not good treasure, that is, at least not early on, anyway. Hey, we got a brave attack right off the bat, along with a new enemy, Cerberus. They are beasts weak to water. They can also use Hellfire on your party, though we can't learn it in this game. And let's see. They counter single targeting physical attacks, so I'm going to use Rock Storm on them instead. And then, let's see, Magnolia. Yeah, we can go with a good Stardust on them. Oh yeah, I need someone to examine them as well, so we'll do that. And that ought to be good. So yeah, they have over 10,000 HP, so I might need everyone to get involved in this one. Or not. That works. And here we got a couple more new enemies. Let's see, we've got Guzzler and Melusine. Let's see, so Guzzler is aquatic, weak to lightning, and they counter single targeting physical attacks. While Melusine is weak to wind and, yeah, just wind. They are strong against earth, so don't use Rock Storm on them. They can use Eroga and Charm your party members. Okay, so to deal with them, let's see, why don't we have you pass over a BP to Magnolia there. And then, let's see, as far as examining these guys go, I could have Tiz examine both of them, and then kill one of them with, well, I could use Sonic Boom on the Melusine if I wanted, but I think I'm going to do it a little differently. Let's have Magnolia use Thundaga, and since we got Pierce Magic Defense, it'll one-shot Guzzler, even though they have normally very high physical and magical defense. So I wouldn't use Rock Storm on them. And then, okay, so Tiz can take out the Melusine, Magnolia can take out the other, that ought to be good. But yeah, neither of these guys have more than 10,000 HP. So Tiz can potentially one-shot them with a single Godspeed strike. If I had another BP for Tiz, I could have used Mimic with the Godspeed strike and killed the Guzzler. I would have had more than enough damage to get the job done. Okay, so with these guys, let's see, I think I'll have you take these guys out. Or Edea. Yeah, why don't we have Edea do that? These guys have quite a bit of HP, so Rock Storm will be good. Oh, yeah, we'll go with that. Now, since Rock Storm is multi-targeting, it doesn't trigger their counterattack as long as there's more than one enemy being targeted with that. Okay, so with these guys, I think I'd probably want to have Magnolia deal with them. Let's see, you could take out the Guzzler easily enough. But I think Magnolia would be more effective here. The only problem is dealing with the Malocene there. Let's see. I think I could go with let's see, some Stardust there. Let's see what I can do with that. Let's go a Vigor Tonic on Edea. I'm not sure if two Stardust would be enough to kill both of them. So I think I'll go with 3. Nah, we'll play it a little risky. Okay, so let's get a little more BP for Edea, and then a couple Stardust there. Maybe I could have you follow up with a lightning spell or something, just in case. What's my agility look like? Okay, so Magnolia will probably act before him. But let's see if this will work out. Okay, there we go. Not nearly as close as I thought it might have been. But, okay, so with 3 of these guys... Okay, Magnus Bat. They are aerial, weak to wind and light, and they can confuse your party members. So, how about we do this? Let's have you take these guys out. Let's just go with a whole bunch of tornadoes, and Edea can examine them. I could also have Edea use Sonic Boom on them, since they're weak to wind. She could one-shot them. But as it is, we'll be fine. Okay, so with this one, I think I'd just have Edea use a couple Sonic Booms. That should be good enough. Let's get a little more BP over to you. And then Sonic Booms. I should be able to kill the Guzzler, because Sonic Boom also ignores physical defense. Gotta waste not proc. There we go. So yeah, there's lots of ways to kill these guys. Or all the enemies around here. Okay, yeah, we'll just go with a bunch of tornadoes and call it a day here. Another way, or well, some other ways, that I could deal with large groups of enemies, if it was just you, or I mean, if it was just Tiz by himself, he could use one of the strong battle items and then just mimic it over and over and over again. Which you could probably kill just about everything around here like that. I could even give him Gale Stabs if I was fighting a large group of enemies weak to wind. Since he's not using, like, magic attack or something for his damage. Alright, and after defeating those enemies, what do we get? An Ether! Yay. But, okay, so let's see. Yeah, I think we're good there. Let's see what's going on in that large upper room there with painting. Alright, so what's going on up here?
Look, this painting.
What about it? Don't we know all about them? Oh. It's different than the first game.
Yoko?
What's she doing here?
Remember what Alternus said? He was going after Yoko.
Yeah, he did, and then the next moment, he didn't seem to know anything was going on, or something.
Why, if it isn't our loyal Minister of the Right.
Lord DeRosso! Yoko!
What? Yoko?
Hey, how's it going?
Yoko! If you laid a hand on Alternus, I'll...
Edea, don't do anything rash.
How powerful could she possibly be?
Wise advice. We think you would do well to listen.
Okay. What are we going to talk about, then?
Your knight in not-so-shining armor is fine. At least he seemed healthy, running away as fast as his legs could carry him.
Well, what was he doing here?
But enough talk about him. We are much more interested in you.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps you are aware that Vampire Castle is known by another name.
Think it was Castle Frostcoffin?
The Hall of Truth.
Oh, or that.
Where the curious can learn all there is to know. Yet some truths are not so easily faced.
Okay, what kind of truths?
What of you? Would you cast off your blissful ignorance and face the truth?
Well, we're 90 hours into the game, so sure, why not?
Then make for the floors above. But be forewarned. Before you can learn the truth, you must prove yourself worthy of it.
Will it involve violence?
'Tis. Do not think you can avoid the dangers that you would encounter in this place.
What about him? What about him?
Within these walls, the powers of Luxemdark's gods will not avail you.
We have gods?
This is our realm. We make the rules, and you have no choice but to play by them. It is only fair, yes? A truth learned through anything other than your own efforts is no truth at all.
Oh, I suppose.
We shall await you above. Fare thee well.
So what was that all about?
The truth? What is she talking about?
The truth of what?
Tis, we don't have to do anything she says.
Well, we might as well. There's lots of good stuff here, eventually.
But what about Alternus?
We'll look for him. Oh.
At last it's working.
Hey!
Alternus! Thank heavens you're safe.
How do you have your helmet, though? Did you just get another one?
Yes, it was a close call, but I made it.
Oh. Well, good, good.
You should have known it was too much to handle by yourself. Do you have any idea how worried we were?
Angry face.
Ah, well,
Huh?
Oh, you blockhead!
Ha
Well, at least we know Alternus is safe. What should we do now?
Yeah, how did he get back there so quickly?
Well, I don't trust that girl at all. This could very well be a trap.
Well, I always think everything's a trap.
That is a possibility, yes.
That's why we're still alive.
But what if she's telling the truth?
So? Then we'll deal with it. Anything else here? No? No, apparently not. Okay, let's continue onward then. Well, I don't know that I'll ever use an X potion, but we'll take it anyway. Alright, I think we're good. Well, actually, no, I could use a little bit of healing after that one. Okay, that ought to be good enough. Seem to be getting more questions than answers out of this place. Well, let's see what we'll find out on the second floor. We're going to start running into a bit larger groups of enemies, so no more single enemy battles, I think, from here on out. Okay, so let's see. As far as treasure goes here, let's see. Let's go down this path first to pick up the Lamia's Tiara. Let's see. With that one, would that be even better? No, but it does... It may give charm immunity, which might be useful here against, like, a Melocene or something. Let's see, how does that compare on magic attack? Okay, so, yeah, not too much to lose there, but I think I'll leave it alone. I don't need to fight a ton of extra battles. So if I fight one less, that's okay. Okay, then we want to go up the left path. When in doubt, go left. That's my rule of thumb. Alright, well, let's see what's going on in the upper room on this floor. Another visit from Lord DeRosso? Or, well, let's find out.
We were wondering how long you meant to keep us waiting.
Well, it didn't take me that long to get through those random battles.
But no matter, we shall keep our promise. This is the first truth.
About what?
The tale of the ambitious man.
How ambitious?
How long did we lay in slumber? that first time that we slept. We awakened and opened our eyes to the sight of a man standing before us. This man, this ambitious man, had come to explore the shrine in which we slept. 20 years ago, another man, another ambitious man, came for us.
I think Yoko's referring to herself in the plural, that is, for some reason.
He brought with him a young girl, and within her body encased our very soul. With this, his true goal would be realized. The man had come to plunder the shrine, to claim the treasures that had been offered to us over the ages. His expedition a success, the man assembled his fleet and set sail for Gathlatio, blissfully ignorant of the truth that within the girl's chest slept the seed of a deadly plague.
Uh-oh.
Fever struck her only days into the journey. With haste, the fleet made for the nearest port. The man wanted to continue, but the girl's grandfather, the owner of the fleet, forbade it. Fearing that the girl carried a deadly disease, he appealed to the church, demanding that the girl be quarantined. The ambitious man wished to take the girl and his treasures home. He petitioned to the church for permission to set sail.
Well, they did do the quarantine deal.
The leaders of the church, unable to reach a consensus, sent for an exorcist.
Oh.
This exorcist, a man by the name of Geist, would free the girl of whatever evil possessed her. Those who sought to keep the girl in town thought they could use the ritual as a pretense to delay the fleet's departure. The other camp believed that once the ritual was performed, she would be cured, and there would be no more reason to hold her.
Well, maybe.
And so it came to pass that a compassionate man, a covetous man, a merciful man, an ambitious man, and a wise man reached their decision. A terrible decision, the most sinful in history. The ritual was performed, and the ships were allowed to leave port. The merry fleet sailed on for Gathlatio, sowing the seeds of the plague across the realm.
Was that the grand ritual? I thought they they stopped that, or they were just too late, I think.
The name of that man, the ambitious man, who roused us from slumber, was none other than Greed Geniolja. Yes, your father.
What the?
What?
Well, he was ambitious.
You're saying that my father caused the Great Plague?
Seems like a whole bunch of people caused it.
We promised you the truth, did we not? But why take our word for it? It is all here, writ in your father's own hand.
Written in what? Oh.
If you have the courage to face the next truth, we shall await you above.
So, which one of those men was him?
Wait, Yoko!
Not that it really matters now. I mean, he's dead and the plague is done. But anyway, yeah, we get some notes of what he was doing. Guess it took him a while to, well, go everywhere or wherever he wanted to go. No teleporting for him, I guess. Well, you might as well. Oh, okay. Well, Kahulin, huh? Guess that might explain his presence now. Oh yeah, Geist. Well, there wasn't really, I didn't think she was possessed. She was just really sick or something. Or whatever's going on, I don't know that he could have really done much about that. Maybe undo! Well, I guess there's only so much Geist can undo at a time. But, alright, so let's see. Let's go... Well, there's only one way to go now. Go to the lower left here. Not that I'll ever use it, but I could sell it, I guess. Might be a nice stopwatch, who knows? Okay, then from here... Let's go... I can't really see what's going on. Let me wait for the map to zoom out a little bit here. Oh, okay, no, I can't go up there. Okay, so from here, let's go this way first. Where are you? Ah, there we go. Okay. And I think that's all the treasure we can get on this floor, so let's head to the next painting in the upper room. You may want to have Magnolia use Aspire, or, like I did with you just now, use the Lilith's Rod to help restore my MP there. But I'm not really worried about Edea there, although, yeah, why don't we get you back on the Wonder Rod. I might also equip Rods of Ice against Cerberus, if you is the only one who can deal with him. He'd probably need 4 frost spells to get the job done. Let's see what's going on up here.
It took you long enough. Did you read your father's log?
Oh, so I did.
No matter. It is time you learned the second truth.
How many truths are there anyhow?
This is the tale of the sinful ruling.
Who's ruling?
The wise men opposed to moving the young girl hoped that the ritual performed by the exorcist Geist would delay her departure.
Oh.
This would prevent the plague from spreading. But the ambitious man and covetous man were impatient and tried to foil their plan. Still, they could not stop Geist from reporting the girl's condition to the church's Office of Public Health. Upon receiving the report, the Office of Public Health ordered the girl quarantined and barred from further travel.
Why would he need to travel with her anyway? Well, I guess they're not talking about the grand ritual, just Geist there. I hadn't heard the word ritual used otherwise, though.
Regrettably, it did not end there. The covetous man within the church appealed to the merciful man. The church should use their vaunted medicine to treat the girl, said he. And the ambitious man appealed to the loving man. The poor girl deserves the finest treatment the church can offer, said he. And so it came to pass. The merciful man and the compassionate man changed their minds. They ordered that the fleet be allowed to sail.
With or without the girl?
And so the ships, with their treasure and the ailing child in tow, unfurled their sails and set a course for distant Cathalatio. The fleet berthed at many towns along the way, unwittingly sowing the seeds of death at every port of call.
Nuts.
Only when they landed on their third continent did dire tidings reach the ears of the sailors. The first port they had docked at was in the grip of a terrible plague.
Well, that was fast.
Faced with a crisis and with morale low, Greed, your father made a decision. He gave every sailor in the fleet a flagon of rum, rum filled with poison. The men died, one after the next. Their ships, their treasure, the poor girl and her dear grandfather, all were swallowed by the waves. Perhaps the church had ordered that Eternia alone be spared. Who can say for sure?
Well, it's a little late to kill your entire crew.
What we do know is that Greed, and Greed alone, made a triumphant return to Cathalatio.
I'm surprised he would have survived.
Though he had lost nearly his entire fleet, he had salvaged treasure enough to fill the church's coffers. He became a man of great standing in the church's hierarchy, and the very next year was blessed with his firstborn son.
Danny, my brother.
Oh yeah, he was older, wasn't he?
Yes. It was not long after this that the dark hand of the plague came to Eternia.
Didn't they quarantine, though?
But here, why not read for yourself your father's words?
How do you even have all this stuff anyway?
You have faced 2 truths. Have you the courage to face another? I await you in the halls above.
Why not? But yeah, let's see what was going on there. What else do we have? Well, yeah, that would be a bummer. Oh, okay. Right, we knew they got away. What? What's the Eternal Vortex? But yeah, I would be surprised that, you know, I mean, they didn't even know about the plague that was spreading for quite some time. I mean, wouldn't some of their own crew have already died from it? And that seems, yeah, not a very good policy. But, okay, so what do we got here? Okay, yeah, we're looking pretty good. Let's continue onward, then. Okay, so on this one, let's go down the left. No, actually, you know what? This would be a good battle to show here. So, in this case, let's see. Okay, so we've got a couple enemies that are flying, so Rock Storm won't be good against them. Whatever shall we do? Well, with Edea, we can use Electrolysis to work around that problem. Even though it's Lightning Elemental, none of them are weak to it, but it should be enough to get the job done. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, we do that, then one more. Because the first one was hitting all enemies, even though there was just the one Cerberus there, it didn't trigger the physical counterattack. And then the second one, well, obviously finished them off. We could also use Electrolysis here, too, if it was Edea. In fact, that would be the most efficient way of dealing with them. Unfortunately, though, yeah, we don't have Edea ready to go. So how about we do this? Let's go get one more on Edea, and then I can give her another DP later if I don't get a Brave Attack at some point. But I am going to need 3 tornadoes to get the job done with you. Yeah, we got our Wonder Rods ready to go. You know, I was thinking maybe I should have you drain some MP. I don't think I'll do that here, because I really do need a BP for Edea. But yeah, make sure you hold on to that Lilith's Rod. That'll be very useful for you to be able to drain MP without black magic. Alright, so we got this one again here. I think I'd probably like to go with Edea to get the job done. Or I could have Tiz take these guys out with a whole bunch of battle items. Yeah, why don't we do that? Let's see. Okay, so what do I have equipped on him? Okay, Gale Staves. I don't really need that, though. I do need an Arctic Wind, and I'm going to need 4 of them to kill the Cerberus there. Although, how about we equip some Rods of Ice on him to boost the damage a little more? That ought to be good. I don't know that I need the Rods of Ice, but we might as well use them. We've got them. So yeah, I do that a lot with Tiz there. I had him equipped with Gale Stabs for, like, this battle. If I had the 2 Gale Stabs equipped, I could kill them with 2 Tengu Sneezes. But in this case, let's just go with Electrolysis. 1 should be enough to kill all of them. Get another BP over to her if I can, or not. Yeah, look at that damage! But yeah, I prefer to use Rock Storm because the items are cheaper. But Electrolysis is nice to use too. Okay, so to deal with these guys, I'm thinking if I could kill them with 3 Stardust. I think we can. Although I could use Blizzaga if I really wanted to. I don't think so, though. Okay, so let's get a BP over to Edea so we can get another consecutive battle going here. And then a few Stardusts. That ought to be good. Should be enough to deal with the Cerberus. Even though it sounds like a cat scratch, it's not a physical attack. So even if there's only 1 Cerberus left, they wouldn't counter. And I was going to say a Brave Attack would be nice about now, but nope. Okay, we'll just go with Electrolysis, and I'm not going to push my luck. But yeah, so those are some different ways you can deal with the enemies around here in larger groups. Okay, so like I was saying, let's go down the left path. There we go. Let's see, this floor also only has 2 treasures. I suppose we did take a lot of it in the first game. Okay, and then from here, let's go down the lower left path here. Alright, and at the end here, an ingredient that I'll probably never use. Yeah, I don't really use confectionery very much anymore. Not really much of a point. If I'm going to win the battle in 1 round anyway. But alright, let's see what the next truth is we got going on here.
You do take your time. You have read your father's words, I trust?
Yeah, I mean, you gave them to me.
Very well. I shall share with you the 3rd truth. This is the story, the true untold story, of the Great Plague.
Oh, yeah, I know.
The first deaths were in the eastern reaches of Eternia, in a sleepy border village. The mourners grieved for their loved ones, their wails echoing through the mountains. Eventually, the cries faded away, and a stillness settled over the land. From the depths of time it had found us. The world we feared most had become reality.
Well, yeah, death will do that.
As death lay heavy on the land, a young priest named Brave petitioned his elders. He sought to use the power of the crystals to treat the sick, but his petition was denied. Instead, the church sealed off the high roads. It cut off the border villages, leaving countless people to suffer and die. Angered at the church for forsaking the village of his birth, Brave resigned from the priesthood.
Well, yeah, it's called the quarantine.
He did not, however, abandon his duty. First, he saw to it that his friend Norsen of the Office of Medicine was given full authority to investigate the origins of the plague. He planted Confederates in key positions, building a network that would allow him to monitor the inner workings of the church.
But he quit. I wouldn't think he would have any ability to do any of that.
In time, the plague released its grip on the world, though not because a cure had been found. It simply had no more victims to claim. Until, that is, the coming of the second pandemic.
Oh.
A second wave of terror swept over the world. A new strain of the plague emerged, threatening to complete the extinction begun by the first. Thus began a long battle which pitted Norsen and his researchers against the deadliest disease the realm had ever known.
Well, we stopped it, didn't we?
Their work was relentless, Many researchers and their families sacrificed their lives to the cause. Unwilling to put his men at risk, Norzen took to testing new treatments on his own body, losing one of his 5 senses in the process. Then, just before she herself succumbed, one researcher discovered a feline immunity that promised to neutralize the disease.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was able to transfer the antibodies to her daughter, a young girl named Minette.
Oh, so did that give her, like, the asterisk, too, or something?
So it was that a vaccine was formulated that would bring the second pandemic to an end.
Did we get it?
The whole story is faithfully recorded here, in Greed's log.
Oh, well, good.
As the people came to learn of the terrible crimes committed by the church, its authority began to crumble. In desperate hope of regaining the faith of the people, the church issued a proclamation. It would attempt the grand ritual.
Oh, okay. Well, it seemed like everyone had faith in the church by the time the first game started. I mean, other than the anti-crystalists, of course.
It was this, more than anything, that spurred Brave the Templar to action. These events, too, are recorded in your father's log.
Oh, I thought he just worked with the church. I didn't think he was, like, working for them. Just another rich guy.
Have you the courage to press on in search of the truth? Then you know where to find us.
So, what is up with your dad anyway, you? Well, we'll find out. But, okay, yeah, we got everything going there. Yeah, I drained a little bit of MP with you there. Yeah, I didn't know there was the second wave to the Great Plague, although I suppose that makes sense. But, okay, yeah, we're good. Let's continue on to the 5th floor, I think. Okay, let's see. We got a few treasures down here. Let's go down the right path first. I guess when in doubt, go left doesn't always work, but, well, we got another treasure. Okay, so, yeah, let's get down to the bottom, and then take the upper path to get to the next treasure. But this won't take us to the upper room, that is. So we'll have to go around again. Wow! A consumable item that might actually be useful! Well, one of the nice things about fighting groups of, or larger groups of enemies is it makes it more difficult for me to fight, like, 20 consecutive battles. So maybe 6. And then I proceeded to get 18 consecutive battles. Yeah, it happens sometimes. You just get so many brave attacks, you can just keep going indefinitely, practically. Thank goodness we got the Venture Badge and Whisker Sense helping us out there. But alright, yeah, let's see what the next truth is. And the truth is, I can't remember to use the Needle Spellcraft when it's appropriate. It's one of my favorites, too. It just, for some reason, that particular one slips my mind more than the others.
Must you always keep us waiting so?
Well, you put all the monsters there.
But no matter. The 4th truth awaits you.
The 4th? Oh, right. We're on the 5th floor. Right.
We shall tell you of the trials of the White Lion.
What White Lion?
The Templar Braves uprising took control of the capital of Eternia and the Temple of Earth, seat of the Church's power. The Church, having lost its ability to govern, eyes now turn to its military might, the disbanding of the Crystal Guard. Curiously enough, this order came from within, Greed Genealogia, of one of the high houses of the 3 Cavaliers.
Oh, why would he do that?
His motives were self-serving. Greed sought to protect his family and closest allies, at the expense of all others. Houses Genealogia and Camlin of the Disbander faction launched an attack on those who sought to keep the Crystal Guard intact. These opponents were led by two powerful houses that remained loyal to the order that greed had begun to destroy. The two houses had in their service a swordsman, Jerome Balestra, whose skills were famed throughout the land.
Oh, okay. Well, that would explain a bit more about why Jan didn't really like us very much, to say the least.
Balestra fought back bravely against the warriors of houses Geneolja and Camlin. Almost single-handedly, he fended off waves of opponents, but in the end, he was just one man. Balestra's brave efforts were in vain. Gates were breached, castles and manors put to the torch. With his dying breaths, Balestra entrusted his boy Jan to the care of his loyal squire, a man by the name of Angard.
Oh, well, that would explain why his last name was different.
At the same time, a young man named Nikolai, who had been tasked with leading one wing of the attack, gazed upon the hellish scene. Though he had only been following orders, he was haunted by guilt for what he had done. Though the once proud Crystal Guard was now but a name, Nikolai continued to serve, and serve proudly. He petitioned the church leaders for its revival, recruiting Jan and other comrades to his cause. Was it all to atone for that day?
Apparently.
But that is a story for another time. Now, we return to the tale of the White Lion. The Geneolja and Camlin clans defeated their foes one by one, growing their power through bribes paid for with plundered gold. But disbanding the Crystal Guard had unforeseen and tragic consequences in the neighboring regions of Eternia. Unemployed soldiers turned to banditry, pillaging the villages that had survived the plague.
I wonder if it has to do with the jackal or something.
Concerned that public order was breaking down, houses Geneolja and Camlin formed their own private armies to put down the bandits. Their armies grew mightier and mightier. Among those promoted through the ranks were men who claimed to have destroyed the home of the witch that had caused the Great Plague. How many villages were razed to the ground to restore the illusion of peace?
All of them?
One tragedy giving rise to the next. A never-ending spiral of death and destruction. And at the root of it, one man's ambition.
Yu's father?
Jan, Nikolai, Bella. So much pain, so much suffering.
Indeed. That's life.
So much sacrificed for the glory and might of House Geneolja.
Well, I gave up all that power.
This can't be true.
Why not? It seems to line up with everything else we've learned.
Stay strong, you. You had nothing to do with any of this. But in the end, wealth and power could not buy immortality. The ambitious man, the foolish man, died of a common illness.
Would that be the plague?
So ends the story of greed, Geneolja. Oh, how he entertained us so.
Well, what else do we got?
But you do not look so well. Mayhap the truth has taken its toll? Then I would advise you go no further.
I'm kind of surprised you is still reacting after everything we've learned throughout the game.
Farewell, my Minister of the Right. It has been so very delightful.
But, okay, well, there we are. But, okay, so what do we got? Yeah, that ought to be good enough. Let's continue onward, then. So let's see, now we're going to start running into a lot larger groups of enemies, like 3 or 4, at least 3 enemies in every battle. And then, okay, so for the treasure here, let's go down the right path. Boy, I'm glad I didn't show that series of battles. I was thinking about showing a little bit on how to deal with the larger groups of enemies here, but that would have been like 20 consecutive battles there out of that one. So maybe I'll do that in the next episode, but not right now. Okay, and then from here, let's go up the... wait. Oh, yeah, you can see here. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's a little coffin to the left here. And you can go right through it. One of the nice things about the enemy formations on this floor is that a lot of them are just one enemy, and there's a few... Well, one type of enemy, and then there's a few of them. So the needle spellcraft is really good here. What isn't really good here is the blood blade. Unfortunately, yeah, since we don't have... what was that? Like the sword magic from the first game. We have a different ability for the blood blade this time around. So now it just drains MP and that's it. It doesn't make your attack drain HP unless it's no, it doesn't let you drain HP other than using it. But yeah, kind of a strange way of handling that. But yeah, it's not nearly as good in this game, I'm afraid. But alright, yeah, let's get back through here. Let's see. That's all the treasure on this floor. So let's get to the 5th truth. Alright, Yoko, what do you got for me this time around?
Wait, I remember this blade.
What blade?
The Sword of the Brave.
Oh, I thought that was just like, just made up. It wasn't, like, real.
I expected you sooner. But you have come, despite our warning.
Indeed.
You need not explain yourself. When the truth sings, who can resist its siren call?
Well, isn't that good?
Let me tell you my story. I am a presence once known as a yokai. What does the word mean? Nothing to me. I am I, nothing more, nothing less. I belong to and am beholden to no man.
Then what do you want?
I have but one desire, to change this world we live in. Only those who have achieved true growth can lift the world to a higher plane, the next layer. So has the tapestry of history been woven, and so it shall continue to be.
Well, I thought this was the end layer. That was it.
True growth means accepting all within you, seeing through the lies you tell yourself, and becoming that which you were meant to be. In that sense, one could also say, the more that is sealed away within your heart, the greater and stronger you might still grow.
I have no idea what any of that means, but okay.
But few have the courage to brave the dark depths within their heart and achieve their true potential.
Then what are you going to tell us this time around?
Many have tried, and most have met with fates worse than death.
How bad could it possibly be?
Oh, but there is one heart I've yet to peek within, isn't there?
What do you mean?
Let us see what you are hiding from us, Edea.
What about her?
My name is Edea Lee, daughter of the Grand Marshal of Eternia. For so long I was proud of myself, of my position, of my family.
And then the murdering happened.
But 2.5 years ago, I turned my back on it all.
And why did you do this?
Because they were murdering a lot of innocent people by the thousands?
I just couldn't accept what the Duchy was doing.
Is that the whole reason?
What else is there?
Or was it because you wanted to assert yourself? to claim your own identity?
Well, maybe a little.
No,
Were you seeking someone's approval? Tell me.
Well, what do you mean? Whose approval?
My father. I wanted his recognition.
And you got it.
Very good, Edea. Now let us go deeper. Loneliness.
What loneliness?
That is what you feel deep in your heart.
Well, she has a family.
That's not true!
Of course it is. You do your best to hide it, of course. You smile and play your role.
Yeah, she's a ninja. Believe it.
But Oddness has Tiz. Magnolia has you. Musser has Brave. Eleanor has Commander Goodman.
Well, we got Alternus.
Amy and Panettone. Holly and Barris. You see their joy, and you feel loneliness, sadness, fear.
Murdering helps deal with that.
Stop it!
For you had someone too, but he left you far, far behind.
What do you mean?
You will never see him again. The one you cared for more than anyone else in this world.
You mean Alternus? He was right there with the pendant.
And what hurts most of all is that he chose to leave you. You told yourself you were strong, that you would be fine on your own.
She is.
Alone forever, with no one to stand by you. Not now, not when you grow old, not when you die.
She has us.
This is your truth, is it not, Edea?
I miss him. Ring a bell.
Oh, yeah. What did happen with him anyway?
Edea.
Hey, I know that theme music.
Ring a bell?
In the flesh. I'm sorry. It isn't like me to keep a lady waiting.
Oh, good to see. Is this really happening? I thought this was just in my head.
You alone? Nonsense. I've always been at your side, Edea.
What do you mean?
In Geyser Grotto, in Florum,
Right.
even in Kaldisla.
Oh, yeah.
I never forgot you, not for a fleeting moment. Don't believe me? Here, have a look at my journal.
Oh, okay.
It's always about you, isn't it? I hate you!
Ha ha.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to tease. Now, shall we return together?
Return where?
Ring a bell? It's you!
Where have you been all this time?
You were Ring-a-Bell? That Ring-a-Bell?
How do you know?
The one and only. But the merry reunion can wait. I believe we have a fox to catch.
Oh, okay. So I guess that was your helmet, but then... What, is there like 2 of you now? Or... Something's going on. But, alright. Let's head up to the final floor. What is the final truth that Yoko can tell us about Yu's family? And what's the deal with Alternus? Can we defeat Yoko and stop whatever she's trying to do? Find out next time on Let's Play Bravely 2nd End Lair. This is H.E. Bailey signing off. Have a good day.